Alright guys, today is my second day here in the big NY. Today I plan to only eat pizza for the whole day. Because other than the iconic spots I did yesterday, I feel like pizza is kind of like New York's thing, right? I grew up in Jersey. I'm not gonna start the whole debate of Jersey versus New York stuff. I plan to hit up maybe 5 or 6 stops today for pizza. It could be more, could be less. I'm sure they'll all taste fine. I'll give them all a rating. I'll go from the highest rated spots to like those really cheap end corner stores, and we'll go from there. What's your like most popular slice here, other than cheese? Market pizza? I'll do one cheese slice and one of these as well. My first stop today, I am here at Rosetta Pizza. This was a place that was recommended to me by the friend that I'm staying with. For each place I go to, I'll do 2 things. I'll get one, a cheese slice as the control. Maybe I should do pepperoni, just because I like pepperoni. I don't know. I'll just do a cheese slice and then their specialty pizza. So I asked them what else is most popular here, and they have this burrata pizza. Everything gets tossed into the oven. I wish the burrata were cold, but it's tough to do. I'll start with the cheese. It's got a nice hold actually. A very strong start. I am also a pizza folder, some might consider that heretic. I will say this is a fantastic start to the day. Crust had a nice crunch to it. It was holding up very well. There was very little sag. The cheese was nice and salty. The salsa is not too sweet, but it's got a tiny bit, right? Which is to be expected. Let's go in with this vodka sauce burrata slice. I already made a mess on my shirt. It's place number 1. This might be like a personal preference thing. I'm not a huge fan of the burrata cheese on here. I'm also not sure if it's burrata. I feel like texture-wise and taste-wise, it's a lot more similar to ricotta, which makes a lot more sense to be on pizza. Maybe I ordered something wrong. I'll say the vodka sauce adds a nice difference to just the regular red sauce that you get with other pizza, but I honestly would much rather just prefer the cheese pizza. Try the crust. It's got a nice crunch to it, but the burrata, ricotta, whatever it is, pizza, the texture of that cheese on top is a little crumbly, which I'm not a huge fan of. Cheese slice at Rosetta's. This is really good though. The sauce is nicely acidic and a little sweet. Okay, I kind of give high rated because I just think that like everything tastes good. But where do I set the standard? This is a really good slice. I give Rosetta's an 8.5, just because as I get in a little bit more, the dough becomes a little bit gummy. I think it gets sogged out from that sauce just a little bit, but I really like the amount of sauce that they put in this. I think it's not too much, not too little. So yeah, I'll go with 8.5 for the first stop of the day. For Rosetta's specialty pizza, I'm a little biased because I just don't like ricotta. I thought it was burrata, but I'm like 80% sure it's ricotta. I'll give it a 6.2 out of 10. I'm sure there are people that would love this. It's not for me. What's the most popular other than just like cheese slice?
The Linda Street.
The Linda Street? Okay, I'll do one Linda Street slice. Yeah, one Linda Street and one cheese slice. This recording setup might be a little tough, but it's okay. I got a corner spot here at the industry. So second stop of the day, I got 2 slices again. A regular cheese slice as usual. And their specialty pizza is the industry pizza. This looks incredible. It's very light and airy. Very little flop. Let's give it a try. Crust is so thin, and I don't know if you could hear the crunch. The pizza I tried at Rosetta's, it had the crunch in the beginning, but as it got further away and more sauce was in the pie, it got a little sogged out, but when it's crispy all the way. There's something about this with a very nice tangy aftertaste, and the basil on top is of course amazing. Oh wow. Nice tangy salty tomato sauce, salty cheese. I think that shaving of Parmesan they put on top and olive oil will give that a little extra edge. I'm gonna try that little industry pizza. I think it has prosciutto and burrata, I want to say, olive oil. I didn't read the menu. The prosciutto is so salty and savory. The brown is good. It's like with this kind of cheese on its own. It's a little simple, but I think I need to try a bite with the salty prosciutto and the cheese together. That is amazing. The creamy cold cheese on top, mixing with the olive oil, the salty prosciutto, the salty cheese. This is an amazing pizza. Here's also this hot oil inside. I'll go put it on a cheese slice. I'm usually like a red pepper kind of guy. I've been keeping these plain. When I eat pizza, I like ruin my pizzas and put on so much red pepper that you can't taste anything else. But since they have a special hot oil, I'll go and try it with that. Oh, the hot oil is good. It's very spicy. Put on only a couple drops and we can really taste the kick. Crust is so light and airy. I'm gonna keep eating this. The industry slice is amazing. I don't know, I think I would get the cheese slice over this, honestly. The base of the crust, sauce, and cheese, and then olive oil and parm on top. That's what makes their pie so good here. It's like super light and airy crust. I think the crust is crispy, not crunchy. I forgot to take a picture of the pizza. I'm so sad. Oh wow. I really like that hot oil that they use, kind of chili infused oil. Wow, so good. The industry pizza, you know, coming to like top rated places like this, you always have to be a little wary. It's like, is it overrated at all? Absolutely not. This is amazing. Their pie has a tanginess to it. Their crust itself has a tangy aftertaste. I'll give the cheese slice a 9.7. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 is because there would be nothing I would change. Maybe a tiny bit more mozz, but like hard to complain about anything really. The industry pizza, not overrated, 9.7. The specialty slice, I give a 9.2. And the only reason I give it a lower score is that I think their cheese pizza and their crust, their sauce, their cheese, their olive oil, everything is like and the cheese plate is so perfectly structured. I don't see the reason to put anything else on it. I'm also not the hugely like creamy cheese kind of guy, so personal bias coming in, but so good. All right, it's out there. I gotta get out. I'll do a cheese and Sicilian. Yeah. Yeah, cheese and Sicilian. Alright, for my third location, I made it to Joe's Pizza. I've been here once before, back in like 2 years ago. Good hold, couple up. Very thin, a little bit heavier than the Lynch pizza that I went to. I'll try. Also a very good slice. It's like that Lynch pizza where it's very thin. Bottom crust where it is crunchy. It's thicker than the other. Also, I don't think it's sourdough. This one doesn't taste like a sourdough, which is like not a negative or a positive thing in most scenarios. It's kind of just personal preference, right? Very thin layer of cheese, very thin layer of salt. And maybe they use like a lower moisture mozzarella for it. Layer of cheese on top has kind of solidified a little bit. Very solid, but I think the sauce is a little sweet for me. I got the Sicilian slice. I imagine it'll taste similar. Of the specialty slices I've tried so far, not my favorite. The other side of the crust, for some reason, it tastes more burnt than it should for how it looks. I'm personally not the biggest fan. I know there's supposed to be a little bit of bitterness from char and then to counteract the sweetness in the sauce. That said, I think the bitterness on the other side of it is a little too much. Kind of overpowers everything else. Kind of just tastes like charred flour. Not a bad slice. I would say the bread itself is very light and fluffy. That being said, this is like pizza toppings on top of bread, which is not what I'm looking for, but not bad. They're plain Bon Jovi. I love Bon Jovi. Honestly though, I would give the edge to Bleecker Street. I just think I like their sourdough a little bit more. Very little to complain about though. Only points I take off are for slightly under salted sweet and slightly too sweet sauce. This is like a near stable. It is amazing. Joe's cheese slice, I give a point. I honestly like the Rosetta cheese slice a little bit more too. I'm gonna give it Joe's cheese an 8.0. Their Sicilian 6.0. Honestly, actually, and their Sicilian maybe like a 5.5. It was not my favorite, but 8.0 is still good in my book. Sicilian slice, not really. Hello. Can I do a cheese slice? And what's your most like popular like non-cheese slice? Donna Maria? I'll give that. One cheese, one Donna Maria. Finally made it somewhere a little less populated. I'm here now at Bleecker Street Pizza. I got their cheese pizza, and their specialty pizza was the Nana Maria, which I actually haven't heard before, but it looks like it's very pretty. Looks like fresh mozz, fresh tomato, olive oil. Is it shredded basil? I'm gonna assume it's shredded basil. The slices are a little heavier than the ones I've had. Seems nice and crispy. Let me go and try it. Oh. Whoa. Again, it's got a very super thin crust. I think there's a tiny bit more cheese, so it reads a little more moist than the other pizzas I've had. While they've had a thin crust, they've also had a very thin layer of cheese. And again, this whole crispy versus crunchy thing. The last stop I went to, Joe's Pizza, it was erring a little bit on the side of being crunchy. Here, it is definitely crispy. The crispy bottom is light and airy. Let me taste the sauce and cheese. Yeah, I like this sauce. It's nice and robust. It's not too sweet, but I think the cheese could be a little saltier. It seems a little bit plain. But overall, I really like the crust. Nice and airy. Now taking a bite of... Oh my god. I forgot to take pictures. I'm 0 for 4 right now on remembering to take pictures of my food. It's okay. It's just pizza, right? Let me go ahead with the Nana Maria. This is really good. You do have to be a tomato lover. It tastes like fresh tomatoes, fresh mozz, not the low moisture mozz, the balls. And then the shredded basil on top. It's a nice brightness. It's really good. This might be the first time that I actually prefer the specialty over the cheese. I think, like, comparing it to Joe's, there are certain things that I like more and I like less about it. I like the crispiness of the crust more, and I like the sauce more. I don't like the flavor of the cheese as much. So there are trade-offs, but I would give it the same score as Joe's, 8.0. 8.0 out of 10. So far, the industry has kind of captured my heart. You know, because they use the fresh tomatoes on the Nana Maria pizza, it is very bright and zingy, especially with the fresh torn basil too. Freshly shredded basil, I should say. I give the Nana Maria 8.4. I like it more than cheese. That said, it's nothing that I would like write home about. It's always interesting when hot foods are refreshing, but that's what this is. Definitely for tomato lovers. Again, I just ate 8 slices of pizza in like 3-4 hours. I'm gonna go walk around, maybe get a matcha, maybe get a Diet Coke, and continue with my boots on the ground journalism. I wasn't paying attention. I was doing work. Can I get a regular cheese slice? Regular. Half slice, yeah. Anything else? What's like your most popular thing other than that? Okay, then I'll go with the what's that one on the end with the pepperoni? Yeah. That's our favorite. I'll do that one. Okay. Yep. Alright, y'all, it was a little bit too busy back over at Mama Two's, so here we are back in my living accommodations. That way I can enjoy a beverage and also air conditioning. Is this thought number 4 or 5 or 6? Kind of a blur at this point, and I've eaten so much pizza, but here we are. They don't have a cheese slice, but they have this. I'm already forgetting what they were called. It's got cheese, parm, basil, olive oil. I'll consider this my control. Mama Two's. Like some other pizzas, they've got a really nice thin crust, but this one is like, I want to say airier than the other ones. Despite it being so thin and crunchy, it's got volume to it just because of how much the gas expanded in the dough. And the sharp parm comes straight through. This is really, really good. I've eaten how many, like 10, 12 slices of pizza so far. Maybe it is a bit of an unfair advantage for this to be the control for this place because it's not just a cheese pizza. It's got grated parm, olive oil, and basil. That makes it really light and refreshing. So I don't know if I can call this the control, but I really love the dough. I think if this were to be just like a plain cheese slice, this might be up there with the industry. I just looked up more places to visit, and I actually haven't heard of Mama Two's until I looked it up. I'm very happy that I came here. Now for their specialty slice, this is the Angry Nana, Mad Nana. I'm forgetting, my brain is full of pizza at this point. But it's a hot sopressata, not pepperoni, and hot honey, which I already know I'm gonna like this. Oh my god, this is really good. Wow. The hot sopressata slices are a little bit thicker than your average pepperoni, just a little bit, but it really helps giving that meat consistency rather than some kind of thin topping. The heat lingers, and it's like a two-folded heat because there's a heat from sopressata and heat from the hot honey, and then the sweetness comes in afterward. Also a little bit of an unfair advantage because I asked them if they had like a most popular or like a specialty, and they said everything is popular, so I ended up getting something that I wanted personally. And I do wonder, if they use the same dough for this, I would bet that they do. Maybe just more of it. Still got that nice crispy layer at the bottom, especially on the edges right here. But you can see it's so nice and fluffy too. This might be my favorite specialty pizza so far. And then you get little bits of the crispy sopressata too. So it's not just like thicker, it's not just like meaty. Nice and crispy too on the edges. The textural contrast between that is really, really addictive. And the honey, you just keep going back from it. You get that salty sweet. Oh my god, the dough is so light and fluffy inside. It's like almost croissant-like how much like rise and layering there is. Wow, after your ratings. I don't know if I can fairly give a rating for this because this is not a cheese slice. I would give this slice, their cheese slice, and I would give this a 9.8, same as L'Industrie. I think the texture of the crust is incredible. It's not crunchy, it's crispy. It's light and fluffy. The sauce is nice and robust, not too sweet, and perfect amount of cheese. And then there's a basil and parm to give it a nice level of lift and lightness and airiness. 9.8. The hot honey sopressata, 9.9. I have very little to complain about this. It's got balances between like salty and sweet, the crispy and meaty parts of the sopressata, and the slightly sweet and yet tangy sauce. Crispy and fluffy crust at the same time. Wow. 9.9. I don't know what that last 0.1 is, but I don't know. Absolutely delicious. I think I'll hit up 2 more spots, maybe. I thought at this point I'd be a little bit bogged down by all the pizza, but I feel great. Diet Coke. Let's go get some more pizza. Hello.
Hi.
Can I ask you what the most popular thing other than just the cheese slices? Hot boy. I am at stop number 6 of today. My camera is set up on a trash can. I feel like it's very appropriate though for New York. I'm here at Scar's Pizza. I got a cheese slice and their hot boy slice. Jalapenos, pepperoni, and hot honey. It sounds right up my alley, so. Fails a flop test. Okay, the crust is extraordinarily thin again. I love the sauce to cheese ratio on this one. It's a little bit more cheese than the other ones I tried. Not as much sauce. I love the cheese flavor on this too. I'm really glad I came here. I walked all the way down to the Lower East Side. It was a long walk, but this was worth it. The crust is nice and crispy, extremely thin. I think this might be the thinnest crust that I've had so far. As you get a little way away from the center, it gets a little bit more airy, but it's not super gummy. I think the cheese flavor is the best here too. I don't know. I mean, do they all use the same cheese? I'm sure they all get it from like similar supplier, right? Is it better than the L'Industrie one though? I don't know. Let me move on to the specialty, the hot boy. Pepperoni, jalapeno, and Mike's extra hot honey, so it'll be spicy. Extremely spicy. I know we just had a new favorite with Mama's Pizza, but this might be it. I think it earns the name of hot boy. It's like, it is very spicy with the roasted jalapenos on there and Mike's extra hot honey. Mike's hot honey is like not too spicy, but the extra hot is always has a real kick. But I love spicy food, and like this is right up my alley. Oh, this might actually take it for my favorite non-original slice. And maybe I should have gotten like something similar instead of just asking for the specialty, because I do have a strong bias towards spicy foods, especially when they have a little bit of sweetness too. It was really good though. I'm so tired. Let me give a rating and let me get out of here. I've eaten so much pizza today. This will be my last stop. Peach Pizza. I think if it weren't for the sourdough crust at L'Industrie, this would be my favorite. But the sourdough crust at L'Industrie takes the lead. I think I gave that like a 9.8. I would give this cheese slice 9.6. Like, it is extraordinarily good. You can see how fluffy that crust actually is. It's so good. Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I fear I could not call myself Big Bad Kyle if I didn't get all the sweet treat. I got myself a Thai iced tea, iced comb. I always get matcha, and not many places have Thai tea. So overall, I had a great day of eating, big backing out today.
So much pizza. What I do, 7 stops, so 14 slices, and then some ice cream to finish off. It's spilling everywhere. I hope I don't spill on myself. Yeah, I think Le Industrie wins. Out of everything that I tried, like Le Industrie just set itself apart with that sourdough crust. It was so good. I will be going back for another slice before I leave New York. Favorite cheese slice, Le Industrie. Favorite specialty slice. It was going to be Mama's. Mama, what was it called? Mama. I'm like, it's a, my brain is filled with pizza. I forget what it's called. Second to last place. And then, Scar's Pizza came in. Oh man, Scar's blew me away. It was really good. I think if it weren't for the sourdough crust and then like the Parmesan grate on top at Le Industrie, I think Scar's would have taken it, but I love the Le Industrie bread. I'm always such like a contrarian. Like when I saw that Le Industrie got #1 pizza in New York at some kind of list, I was like, okay, I'm gonna be different. It's not gonna be, but I have to agree with the populace. Yep. That's gonna be for this one. I think. What am I doing tomorrow? I don't know. I do know what I'm doing in the afternoon. Not sure what I'm gonna do at night. I have a lot of things planned, but that'll be for this one. Good day, Big Backing.